Hey, what's up, stream? This is SudsNBubbles and Avi.
Hey, howdy.
Back for another round of Owlet tournament. This time it's going to be Stage 3, Week 2. Our matchup today is going to be Top Ramen Mark III versus Microsoft Excelsior. You excited for the game today, Avi?
I am absolutely excited, Suds. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, we are looking at two very prominent teams here in the league right now. If you want to go over while we're waiting for the rest of the teams to get all settled, we can kind of talk over how these teams have been doing so far. We are at Stage 3, so they've been able to show us a little bit more of what they got. So let's go ahead and start with Top Ramen. How are they doing in the league right now?
So, you can see the standings here on the screen now. These are both teams in our Strix division, and so Top Ramen third in the division, sitting at 9-6. Not too bad. They're just above the playoff cutoff mark, so still looking good. A whole nother stage to go. So
Yeah,
you
definitely,
know,
we
plenty,
got time
plenty
for
can
sure.
happen, but right now they are looking good. They're in
Right.
there. Microsoft Excelsior leading the league at 13-2
Impressive, right?
record. So they're definitely doing okay.
No, absolutely.
And but as far as this stage goes, Microsoft Excelsior is currently 3-0. They had a win against Click 4 Heads on Sunday
Oh,
in the first match of the week, and then Top Ramen 2-1. But they did beat Nap Time on Sunday.
all
So
right, nice.
you know,
Yeah.
both of them coming off a win. We'll see if who's going to be able to keep that streak
Oh
going.
yeah, absolutely. No, very excited. A couple of return players that we've casted before coming in, so very excited to kind of see what they bring back now that we're casting for them a second time.
Absolutely. Standout players we've seen in the past, probably, as we all know, Thick Daddy.
Thick Daddy with the thick hooks. I'm excited to see Thick Daddy again. Hopefully, we'll be seeing a lot of Roadhog. Sadly, with the Reinhardt Zarya meta being fairly strong, especially in this competition, it's very refreshing to see some of those off tanks like Roadhog and Orisa being played. But also some other names like Commander Hui coming in there. Definitely.
Commander Hui with his Junkrat to
Yeah.
complement the
Oh,
Roadhog,
absolutely.
always a good one. And then Delicious being the main tank for Microsoft Excelsior. So those are definitely three to watch out for over on that team. On the other side, we've seen a little bit less of them, but Zoe, I know, has been doing well as Pandu.
Oh.
So I'm excited to see these guys actually play. We'll hopefully get a good showing out of them today.
Right. We'll let the teams do the talking once we get to that part. So, first map coming up today, looking like we're going to be visiting everybody's favorite Blizzard world. Pretty excited seeing how these teams do. Last time we casted for that, it was a bit of a shorter match, but entertaining nonetheless. So, we're going to get started here probably in a little bit, letting both teams get all their members together.
Yeah, it does look like we're going to be running a little bit late. One of the teams having a player just AFK for the time being, so we'll get it going as soon as possible. But yeah, Blizzard World to start today.
All right.
We do enjoy that. That's often a big Rhyme Zarya map, although
Oh, yeah.
we know Microsoft Excel likely to run that Roadhog. So
Yeah.
you never know.
You never do know. Yeah, we'll see. He can take advantage of some of those flanks, some of those corridors that lead around to the point. So lots of avenues to see some other varied play. Not everybody has to do the cookie cutter composition, as I refer to it occasionally. But
That's absolutely
nonetheless-
right. A lot of Widow on that map as well, especially
yes.
second point. There's a lot of big long sight lines,
course.
lots of high ground to take advantage of there.
Yeah, it's imperative to get those snipers posted up regardless of your position on there. So we'll see if we find any good forehead clickers going on either team. We'll see.
That's a different team. Kevin.
Forgive me. Yes,
Avi, they are in a very different team.
Everybody forgive me, please. I forgot how to read. I can't read the screen. We're going to wing it from here. It's okay.
We'll get it. But anyway, after Blizzard World, we will be going to Ilios.
Ooh.
Boop capital of the world.
Of the world, everybody.
That's right.
I hope everybody's been making that a thing, by the way. I want to see the hashtag trending, Boop capital. So
Boop capital of
if
the
we
world.
could get on that, I'd
Just
really appreciate
send it to at Avi on Twitter.
Yeah, at Avi on Twitter. Completely real user tag.
Yeah. That's absolutely right.
All right, but what else do we have lined up? You said Blizzard World, Ilios, and what else do we have in store tonight?
So after that, we'll be going to Hanamura,
Ooh.
which last time we saw some Hanamura, we saw some cheeky Symmetra strategies.
And I hope to see them again. Heard you
That's
kids
right.
still evolving as people are figuring out how you can really take advantage of it.
Yeah, using those teleporters to just get past these chokes right onto the
Right.
point. Ignore May walls.
Yeah, why? I mean,
Who needs
you
May
just-
walls when you've got a teleporter?
Exactly. No need to be cheeky and bait the wall out if you can just teleport past it. Come on, guys.
Yeah, your whole team.
It's completely simple.
Go ahead, put the wall
Hey,
up.
I don't care. My particles don't care.
Exactly. They'll just go just around it.
They'll just zoom.
Zoop. But after Hanamura, we will be going to Watchpoint Gibraltar, which is
Alrighty.
one of the maps where we do still see a lot of dive comp.
We do.
So
One of those standard
looking
dive
forward to
matches,
that, because that has been out of the meta for a while. It looks like it's making a bit of a comeback, though.
Yeah,
So
we will definitely see, especially with some of the new updates, some of the new patches for sure. Dive may, in fact, be making a stronger comeback into this Overwatch meta.
yeah, that's absolutely right. So besides that, we are just about ready to get into the game. We've got the last player logging in now, so
perfect.
Should be
Fantastic.
getting going.
Well, I hope everybody listening at home is excited. We are going strong in this tournament, and like Suds mentioned, we do have another stage coming up after this. So we are getting into the heat of things, the thick of things. We're starting to see a lot of the bigger teams making headway as they're starting to get larger and larger scores running. So I'm excited to see who our final teams are going to be once we get to the playoffs.
Yeah, and you know, while we're on the subject, big shout out to the admins of this tournament, keeping this thing running, even though we have lost a team or two as time went on. So they've done a really good job of finding replacements and getting them into the league fairly, so that they aren't totally screwed up with the standings, but everything's looking good. So
yeah, thank you. Yeah, to all the admins, hats off to you. A lot of change, a lot of things kind of coming and going in this tournament. So hats off to everybody who's making it work as smoothly as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got our teams filled out. It looks like we're pretty much good to go. So any second now.
Alrighty.
We are going to hop here into Blizzard World. So
let's get it hopping.
Yeah, hopefully sooner rather than later, because I can't keep trailing my voice off as if we were starting the map. Because, you know, we're really about to get started. And all right, I did it as long as I could, Avi. I can only go so long.
I'm sorry. I know I should have jumped in, but I was enjoying myself a little too much there. No, we have been in a position where we have to find specific topics to speak about to fill dead air, to fill time. Casting is not as fast-paced as it seems sometimes on the telly. As you may think, we do get areas of dead space and people having to make last-minute changes, decisions being changed, coaches giving their team one final rally.
You gotta get that pep talk.
Yeah,
pep talk's very important.
Pep talk is crucial in the gaming community. So we've grown accustomed to talking and to not stopping our talking. So when one of us has finally run out of oxygen or vocabulary, we just kind of pass the baton off. So that's what casting is.
That's absolutely right. You know, that's why I've got a voice, you've got a voice. So when one of us runs out of breath, the other one can just pick it right up, keep going, and it looks like we're actually ready now. Everybody says they're ready. We're going to get this map started.
I'm ready.
Right
You're
now,
ready.
actually.
Everybody listening is ready. Let's get going. Blizzard World is a go. Top Ramen versus Microsoft Excelsior. We're going to see a great match today, folks. So, Top Ramen and Microsoft, don't prove me wrong. Give us a great game to cast.
Couldn't be anything less. So, Top Ramen going to be on the defense here to start.
Indeed.
So, likely we will get to see their composition first.
Oh yeah,
right now
their real composition.
Right now they're showing us those Shimada brothers and a Bastion and a Torbjorn, so I don't think this is going to be their composition, Avi.
But I really want to see some Torbjorn. I mean, if somebody wants to tell me I'm trolling, I'm saying Torbjorn is not that bad on this first point here, especially on defense. I mean, you got to think about it. You have that high ground in the back that really helps take care of flankers. You got Genjis, Tracers, Hanzos, Widows all trying to come up on the flank and take over that high ground. I'm just saying, I'd like to see a little more Torbjorn in this meta. Is that too much to ask?
It is,
oh,
actually.
Well,
there's a reason
stands.
He's getting reworked.
I asked a question and it was answered, so that's all I can actually ask for.
But it looks like we're going to see the actual comp here. We are going to get that Reinhardt Zarya. We'll be seeing double projectile, Mr. Crit on the Junkrat there, and Zoe running the Hanzo with the standard kind of Mercy Zenyatta comp.
Right.
So I believe, apart from the Sunday matches, these are the first matches we're seeing with the Mercy nerf.
Oh.
She now does 40 healing per second instead of 50, so that's pretty significant.
And if I'm not mistaken, it has also changed that she cannot power up certain channeled ultimates. Is that correct?
That's
so
correct.
No more powered up Dragon Strike, Hanzo. You're going to have your team help kick up that extra damage in those Gravitons,
That's
which I'm
absolutely right.
absolutely positive we will see, considering both teams have a Zarya. But let's get rolling. Microsoft is coming in hot, going on that left flank, coming up the stairs here. We'll see if Top Ramen catches up here. Since they're on that high ground, they do notice some, but they are standing strong up there. We'll see what happens. Wasting no time, it looks like Microsoft Excelsior is just going to hop straight to point and make Top Ramen beat them there. So we got a bit of a shield battle going on. We'll see how this progresses. Mr. Crit getting some damage here from the side. And we do have Microsoft Excelsior really pulling through, getting 3 kills off the bat. A lot of their team making that effort, and they're really following up. Mr. Crit trying to get out of there, but I think he's going to get chased away by the tanks finally. And he beats the rest of his teammates. Microsoft Excelsior making quick work of this room.
Yeah, Microsoft Excelsior running that GOATS composition, the triple tank, triple support that we've seen a lot lately, actually. And the way that composition works is just heavy aggression, using those Brigitte stuns and the Zarya bubbles as well as the Diva boosts. And so what they did there is they just got on point and forced Top Ramen to try to fight into them, and they were able to have the better aggression. But we're just going to see some posturing out here, try to get some space for the cart to start moving forward.
Yeah, and here, speaking of aggression, we got Excelsior pushed up here while the one of the members pushes the cart to beat them. We do have an Earth Shatter coming out, but it doesn't look like it gets anybody. Delicious actually taking 2 people out with his Flame Strike, and Mr. Crit using his tire to take Brigitte down. And the other support on the side of Excelsior, so it looks like they're going to have to be a little careful here, losing 2 out of the 3 of their supports. However, Top Ramen is not really doing much to capitalize on that at the moment, since they did lose quite a few members.
Yeah, Top Ramen lost a bunch of their own, and now Chowboy's shield is really low to start this fight, although so is Delicious, so we'll see who can actually win this shield war when they both start so low.
So here we got a Graviton coming out, mixed with Thick Daddy's Diva Bomb and a Dragon Strike. However, Thick Daddy trumps that Dragon Strike, taking on 3 members before anything else can happen. And it looks like we've got Excelsior push into this checkpoint.
Yeah, and Zoe used that Dragon Strike to try to zone Microsoft Excelsior away from that Graviton Surge so that they couldn't get the follow-up damage. But unfortunately, the Diva Bomb was already there,
right.
And as we discussed, Chowboy's shield was too low. It got broken very quickly, and he couldn't block that Diva Bomb.
Very unfortunate for them. It looks like they kept that pressure on that shield, which ultimately led to that. So we've got Brigitte's ultimate coming out with a Graviton as well. Let's see what's going on here. Both teams going in for a big fight. We've got the Coalescence coming out from Mithra, and Microsoft Excelsior gaining 2 kills while Top Ramen tries to pop that Valkyrie to keep the rest of her team alive. We did get Zoe switching over to Farah, but it does look like Excelsior is pushing up pretty far still.
Yeah, Excelsior being able to take a lot of space after just a couple of kills, and there's not a whole lot Top Ramen can do about it. They're trying to get a full group, but they've got their Farah there in the back line.
And Mr. Crit in a close call there, and Commander Hui is able to back off. So using that Mirage, but it's taken down by Raponics ultimately. They did lose Delicious, however, Microsoft Excelsior pushing forward with 3 kills. Mr. Crit uses his Riptire to take care of one of the supports on Excelsior, but they're still pushing this cart 4 strong. A couple more kills coming out from Raponics, and Microsoft Excelsior has already taken Blizzard World. Plenty of time in the bank for them.
Absolutely, and we saw Top Ramen was using ults to basically get single pickoffs of Microsoft Excelsior, but Excelsior was always trading back on that, and that when you can trade back without using your own ultimates, you're in a really good position.
Right,
so.
Absolutely. Yeah, we would see, maybe 1 kill, and then they would be answered with 3 kills. So definitely taking advantage of the tides and turning them to their advantage. So that's why we did see some great, strong play here. So we are gonna switch the sides here and see how Excelsior does on the defense.
Yeah, that's right. Looks like Excelsior wants to run the Orisa and Hog.
Thick Daddy!
Big surprise!
Coming out with that Roadhog. I think Thick
Hog.
Daddy heard me. And Commander Hui on that Junkrat. I'm extremely excited in case you guys can't tell. These are my favorite duo in this league right now. It is fantastic to see them using both of the characters' kits to their fullest advantage. Thick Daddy landing the really juicy thick hooks, and then Commander Hui will follow up with 3 grenades and 2 mines. Whoever is on the other end of the hook doesn't have a chance. It is fantastic teamwork I've seen so far. So I'd love to see some great teamwork coming out from Top Ramen. They were doing great on that defense, however, they were falling to the aggression like you were mentioning. So we'll see what they do here now that they're on the offensive.
Right, Excelsior running that comp built on getting aggressive and pushing in fast. It looks like we're going to see the same comp actually come out from Top Ramen, that Goats comp that was popularized by the Contenders Trials team. And we'll see if they're able to make as good of use of it as Microsoft Excelsior is. As we've been saying, it's a very aggressive comp, and if you don't have the stamina to make that aggression happen, then you really can't make that comp work.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right. It needs aggression and decisiveness. So we'll see what happens here. We've got the match starting. Top Ramen attacking, Microsoft defending.
Yeah, Microsoft Excelsior essentially running a pick comp here. If they can get the Brigida or the Moira, they can really tear this comp apart.
Absolutely, and just like the last time, we've got attackers just going straight to point, and there we go. Thick Daddy with the thick hook on the support. They should have known. They should have seen it coming, but Thick Daddy eventually falls. However, Excelsior running strong, still up 1 in this team fight, up 2 now. We're going to see Zoe's trying to get some pressure, however, and is making a little bit of headway for Top Ramen. They are pushing back. Zoe is just a killing machine right now. Oh, and Mithra Zenyatta able to take her down. We'll see, though. We've still got plenty of presence on the point, so Top Ramen might be able to take it here. Oh, but Microsoft Excelsior is not going to let them do that so easily.
Yeah, good job by Vesper C there to get the tick on the point, but at this point, this Ryan is very much overextended.
Chowboy, sorry, you got caught out of position, buddy.
And it really was the individual play by Zoe that opened up that fight to allow them to get that 1 tick. And
yes,
you may not end up with a 4.5 minute time bank, but if you can get a tick every push, you're going to cap this point and do just fine moving forward.
Oh yes, progress is progress. That's completely correct. So we'll see now. Looks like Microsoft is employing a slightly different defensive strategy. Knowing that the high ground may not be as powerful now, they've decided to post up exactly where Top Ramen attempted to run through last time. And they're grouping up in that same building. Raponic's keeping an eye on them now with that Dragon Strike. And we have Commander Hui throwing out a big, and it's a triple kill! Unassisted, Commander Hui's got the guts and the glory. He's running in here with this tire. Nobody else's business is going on, and they're pushing him back. Unfortunately, Top Ramen gonna have to do a regroup. We've got a Diva Bomb coming out. It takes down Napalm Bait, but unfortunately, when you lose 4 people, 1 kill is not enough to swing that back around.
Yeah, and the res is going to come through on Napalm Bait, so not really a great Diva Bomb coming out there.
Right.
And Top Ramen, after those 3 went down, Microsoft Excelsior was in position to cut them off from their retreat and were completely able to just tear the team apart.
Yes, they took advantage of that very cheeky Rip Tire play to make a lot more of an effort to make sure Top Ramen is having the hardest time possible getting to this point. They do have 1.5 minutes left, so if they're going to make any character changes, like they just switched over to McCree, that's mostly advised to be done right now before it gets a little too late.
Yeah, we're likely going to see this Dragon Strike come out to try to split this team in half.
Yes, and they did already lose 3 members, so they're down half, 1 minute 15 left. Microsoft Excelsior making it extremely difficult to even step on point anymore at this point. And we got Thick Daddy. Whoa! With the big hook! He didn't even know! Lucio didn't even know! Poor Millsy! Oh, buddy! That's unlucky.
Thick Daddy is still running Roadhog Hook 1.0 there.
Yeah, seriously.
But now, gonna be 6 ults on the side of Microsoft Excelsior with only the Rally and Earth Shatter coming in from Top Ramen, so they're gonna have to get good value out of both of those.
And they did just switch over again. Their other tank is back on, looks like
Diva,
right. So we have the Rally coming out on the side of Top Ramen before too much damage can come in to nullify that. So they are gonna just push right through here with Lucio speed. We'll see what happens. We've got a bit of a shield war going on. However, it looks like Chowboy's fell, and there we go. Chowboy, due to the overwhelming amount of damage, unfortunately falls before the rest of his team can get there. And again, Microsoft Excelsior just picking off members of Top Ramen 1 by 1 until ultimately there's nobody left to contest. 8 seconds on the clock, and I don't think that we're going to see anybody able to touch this point in time.
Yeah, Vesper C had to back out.
Oh, Raponix showing a bit of brotherly love to his teammate there.
That's what me and my brothers usually do.
All right, so we have Microsoft Excel winning Blizzard World. We got 1 point on this this map score for them, and let me see, is this the triple? I am You'll have to forgive me. I'm a Junkrat man. This touches my soul.
This
Let's
is,
see.
this is like a
And
fine
when they went
line.
to retreat, my boy was there. Oh boy. That's
Really, kind of a lack of awareness there from Top Ramen on second watch.
Unfortunately,
They ran right into that. That's not a quiet ultimate.
no, it's it sure is not. It's definitely one of the loudest you could possibly pull off. So, wow. So we did see some good solid plays there. And we are going to be updating this map score for you guys here shortly, so we'll be able to get some numbers on the board. And we're going to get ready for Ilios, our second map. Very excited. Boop Capital. We've got Thick Daddy, who's already pulled out the Roadhog. I am entirely excited to see some thick hooks here on the Boop/Hook Capital of the world.
Absolutely.
That's a little more wordy, so I think we'll just stick with Boop Capital.
Boop capital of the world.
The asterisk implies that the hook is there. You know?
Okay.
So
it's a silent asterisk.
yeah, it's a silent asterisk since I can't say it without sounding like a tool.
So, but yeah, on that map, I think what it really came down to is that Microsoft Excel had a little bit better idea of what needed to be done to counter that goats composition.
Okay.
So they, as we were discussing, had that pick comp sorted out and were making good use of it because the goats composition is strong when you are a 6 moving in a very tight death ball and are able to take advantage of your teammates' abilities because they're so near you. And unfortunately, Microsoft Excelsior was making sure that they never got to have those fights as a 6-man team. And on the other end, they were able to take those fights as a 6-man team running that goats composition on the attack. So
gotcha.
that's really what it came down to.
Fantastic analysis. Yeah, it's very interesting to see how two different teams run the same exact composition completely differently, and how it can work for one and maybe not work so well for the other, especially like you were saying, when they were already expecting to counter that same composition they just used.
Yeah, that's right. And we are going to have a couple of player swaps coming in here. It looks like we've got Cap in for Pandu on the side of Top Ramen. And on the side of Microsoft Excelsior, we're going to have Surfy come in for Delicious.
Hey.
Probably playing that main tank position, unless they're going to do some interesting role swaps.
I'd hope so. Yeah, fantastic.
We'll
Looks like I've never heard of these lovely players, so I'm excited to see them for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see, Chow Boy I've never casted before either, so...
Yep, and looks like everybody's ready here, so we will be hopping straight into Ilios, a.k.a. Boop Capital of the world.
Boop Capital, everybody.
Lucio's home away from home.
I know. Good for him. I'm sure it's beautiful there this time of year. I wouldn't know. I've never been to Greece, but...
I hear there are lots of blue domed roofs.
Yeah. I believe
very...
that's right.
It's possible.
I think I actually see that cutting away from Overwatch for a second. Unfortunately, I know. I'm sorry, everybody. I think I've seen this in other video games though, where they have a setting in Greece and they will always include this setting of like the blue domed buildings and everything. I just see it a lot.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. It is an aesthetic.
And it's iconic, I'm sure.
Of Greece, so...
I'm sure they didn't just make this up and everybody followed suit.
we look at it and we go, oh, that's Greece.
Yeah, clearly. So,
that's
you know,
obviously Greece.
There's a good thing to be recognizable.
Most of the other incarnations of Grecian maps don't have so many solar panels. There are a lot of solar panels here in Ilios.
Yes. It is,
also,
however,
it's the future.
The distant, not distant future. It's supposed to be, what, 40 years, something?
Something like that. 2060, I believe, is about the right time.
Good on you, Blizzard.
Yeah, good work. So, it looks like we're gonna get going here. Microsoft Excelsior is showing us that Orisa Hog comp again. Classic. We do have Surfy playing that main tank, but we're gonna get a pause. I'm not entirely sure what the cause of that was, so we'll see how quickly we can get that resolved.
Right. It's possible Mr. Crit may not be getting the best ping, as his avatar is the only one not showing up.
Oh no, we lost someone from
Excelsior.
Microsoft Excelsior.
All right. Well, we will absolutely give them the chance to reconnect. We want to make sure both teams are up and ready to go before we get anything rolling here for serious.
Yeah, I believe it was Commander Hui that we lost there, if I'm remembering correctly.
I believe that is correct, yeah.
So, but at least while we've got the time, we may take a quick gander at our team comps here. We do have the Orisa Orisa Hog coming out from MSXL. They are gonna have that soldier and then the Lucio. Obviously, you gotta have him in the well.
You gotta.
Just riding inside the well.
Oh yeah, no, doing nothing else except riding in the well. Yeah,
that's how I play Lucio.
Infinite healing for your team closest to the well.
Yeah, come on, guys, come stand next to the well.
I don't know, buddy.
I don't think anyone's gonna knock you in. But on the other side, we've got the Hog as well, so I expect we'll see the Orisa come out. They're showing the Diva. I don't know if I believe that. But Mercy on that side and Zoe on the Hanzo. I get it now, actually, because he has been playing Hanzo all night. Man. So we'll see if that trend continues. Still waiting on our lost player. We'll see what's going on there. We don't have any in-game chat, and
we do not.
We're not privy to any secret Discord messaging that may be going on. If you are, chat, let us know. We'll find out 2 minutes late, but let us know anyway.
Can I get a secret Discord in the chat? Thank you, everybody.
Right.
And Millsy still taunting me, tempting me with that Torbjorn that I know is going to change. It's fine. Torbjorn probably not the best pick for this map. King of the Hill, depending, but definitely Ilios, I think, could be one of his weaker maps.
Well, he doesn't have a boop ability.
He does not have a boop.
So
Man,
he's
what
not
if they
playable.
rework that? What if they rework a sonic charge into his turret?
The last thing we need is more boops in this game. I am a Reinhardt main, and I just get booped around all day long.
Petition, everybody, hear me out. We call this game Overboop.
Oh, no.
The only map that exists is Ilios Well, and you just, every character has a boop ability.
Every character is Lucio.
Every character is Lucio.
I think I've played a couple of custom games like that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was infuriating.
Okay, I'll go live the dream in a custom server. Everybody else can play their game the way they want to.
That's what Blizzard really wants.
Yeah. They really wanted to make Lucio watch, but they thought that was a little silly to have one character be the only playable character.
One character with robot legs and roller skates who shoots music bullets. Music pancake bullets.
Yeah.
You need a balance for that. You know, like a big fat guy that breathes gasoline and throws fishing hooks at people. We've got some very sensical characters.
Right. No, for sure. Like, like a small hamster piloting a death robot that he built himself with his superior intelligence. or the sentient centaur robot woman built by a 9-year-old scientist
to fight a large black man with a robot fist.
Overwatch is a simple game. I don't understand why some people find it confusing to watch.
Yeah, no, it's really straightforward. I don't know why we're here. You guys could just watch this and we wouldn't need to tell you what's happening.
So what if there's a man in a kimono shooting spirit dragons across the map? You guys should be used to this kind of thing. It's video games.
That's right. It looks like we've got Commander Hui back, so we will get started here shortly.
I would love to get started shortly. I assume this is going to be one of the longer pauses we've had, so I appreciate everybody staying strong with us, really holding down the fort here. We've got 14 viewers. All 14 of you are fantastic, lovely people. Thank you so much.
At least 3 of them are my separate accounts.
Look, we didn't have to...
That's not true,
all
but...
pretense. Just no subtlety at all.
I'm not a liar, Avi. I tell it like it is.
Your 3 accounts are SudsNBubbles.
That's right. SudsNBubbles.
Delightful. Hey, I mean, if you always want to have 2 viewers when you're streaming,
that's right. Take a look at twitch.tv/n.
Yeah. And also twitch.tv/bubbles. I'm sure we'll get you to a completely sensible streamer.
I think I've been there. It's just a car wash that live streams all of their washings.
Oh. Man,
Not
there's
really.
there's really a market for everything. Huh?
I made that up.
I could honestly see that being a market. I mean,
I'd watch it.
There's people who watched a giraffe be pregnant for months. There was a live stream of a giraffe in a zoo who was going to give birth.
I
and
only
people
watched that
it.
at night.
At night?
Commander Hui
helps you go to sleep.
gonna be playing the Pharah.
Alright, another explosive projectile, liking it.
Meanwhile, we've got Mr. Crit there on the McCree, and actually both teams, or sorry, Excelsior opting to just use the Lucio for that speed boost.
Fantastic. Yep, and we are running strong with a team fight here. All the tanks meeting at once, and we've got a bit of a trade going on, so we don't know who's going to come out on top. And it looks like Microsoft Excelsior really trying to just answer me as I ask myself questions, taking down quite a few members of Top Ramen, and it looks like they're taking this point as it opens.
Yeah, they did lose Surfy early, but they had essentially baited the tanks of Top Ramen into the rest of their team, where they were able to lay down the damage to win out that fight.
Right, they definitely have a pretty damage-heavy composition. Looks like and people don't understand sometimes that Discord from Zenyatta is nasty. It's gnarly. It'll get you. It sneaks up on you when you're not expecting.
It's a lot of extra damage.
It is, definitely. And so we're going to see them now doing a bit of an interesting high ground to point strat, so we'll see how they try to reinitiate. Raponix taking down Chowboy right away. And Thick Daddy almost gets booped, but he just kind of gets shoved a little bit to the side. He's rampant. He's able to hook the Mercy and take her down. The tank's really not responding to that Mercy being chased. And one by one, yet again, Top Ramen falling to Microsoft Excelsior, and it looks like they are going to try to... Oh, and that VM hook, but you know what? If Thick Daddy doesn't have the thick hooks.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cap being a little over-aggressive on his Diva, ending his boosts in the enemy team and wasting his defense matrix before the damage even comes in, and then not having the awareness to protect his Mercy from that hook from Thick Daddy.
Right, yeah, a little unfortunate. And Raponix popping that visor, I didn't even hear it, but it does come out and it kills two of the tanks. Oh, and Mr. Crit coming in with a nice Deadeye there, taking down Commander Hui. However, Mithra is back to res Commander Hui, back to his feet, and Thick Daddy pulling out that whole hog, really tired of seeing people get thrown around at this point, and decides to do the throwing himself, and with that nice thick hook, yet again, taking that Mercy down.
That's
we got
right.
Cap on point here, getting demeched, and trying to just jump into the well, I think.
Oh, nice save, but the Winston ultimate possibly unnecessary, a little early for point contest.
And we got a Transcendence coming out from Napalm
We
Bait.
will see Lucio try to touch here, but...
Oh, and Thick Daddy really just denying him that touch on point. However, we are able to see a few members at Top Ramen jump on point in the last second here. However, in overtime, I don't know that they're going to make this hold and swap over. That Diva Bomb comes out, and it does take down Raponix, who might not have been paying attention to his positioning there. And Top Ramen still coming in strong on the point. They're sparsing this out just as overtime's about to end.
Yeah,
and
I think that's going to be about it, but really good showing there from Microsoft Excelsior. Hook Daddy being very bold on that. Sorry, Thick Daddy, isn't it? We call him Hook Daddy around here.
Yeah, in our circle.
It's yeah, it's his chosen nickname, we believe. If it wasn't, he'd stop playing Roadhog.
Right.
But he's really playing very confident on that Roadhog, going on those flanks. He popped that whole hog in the backline of Top Ramen after they had gotten off the Deadeye. So two of his teammates went down, but he was already in the backline taking out a bunch of Top Ramen. So.
Right, and we saw multiple times him walking up to Top Ramen's Mercy, Millsy, and just saying hello with the hook and the shotgun. I mean, it was a little surprising to see that Mercy just kind of get snuck up on, but, you know, it was effective, definitely.
Now we're going to see Mr. Crit on the Reaper here. Interesting choice with this composition. Actually, their tanks and DPS don't really line up for me at all here.
Yeah, I'm taking a peek at this, and Zoe unfortunately falling right away to Napalm Bait. We've got them hiding over here in this little middle area while the point's still opening up, but Microsoft Excelsior eventually moving to point just to start capping it. Top Ramen not really there to contest at the moment.
Yeah, they are going to back out and try to get a reset. Not a lot of ult charge built for either team off of that first fight. So.
Which is probably due to Top Ramen's retreat.
Yeah, not only one or two members actually went down there, but the point does go over to Microsoft Excelsior. We are going to see the Roadhog come out from Cap, as well as the Orisa. So these tanks make a lot more sense to me running the Reaper and McCree.
Right, it looks like they were maybe going for some sort of dive, disruption composition, I'm not entirely certain either, but, you know, again, what we can do is we can watch and we can observe and analyze. So that's what we're doing now.
We can express our
We
confusion.
can express, exactly. We are getting scheduled to express our opinions and concerns. So it looks like Top Ramen's trying to sneak some looks here, some vantage points to figure out exactly where they're able to most effectively get to this point. Commander Hui taking down Millsy though, so Top Ramen's down their main healer. I might be hard-pressed to find them trying to get to this point now, but they need to make something happen here pretty soon. They're at 55% already.
They lose their main
Excelsior.
tank, but
They did.
Raponics goes down on the
And
side
Commander
of
Hui
Microsoft.
responds and takes down Cap with that Rocket Barrage. Thick Daddy taking down Zoe. He is slept in the back by the Ana. Nobody's there to help him, however. It looks like he's taking care of himself. Yep. And Vespercy does fall to that thick hook from Thick Daddy.
Yeah, Ana versus Roadhog, not a 1v1 you really want to take.
Terrifying.
I may have run away from that sleep after I landed it,
yeah.
but...
Yeah, I'm lucky if I land this sleeps. I don't know that I'd stick around to try to 1v1 him.
But here we go. Napalm Bait has his Transcendence. We've got the Tac Visor and Thick Daddy's big ultimate as well.
And
So.
Thick Daddy, again, just really courageously putting himself in this backline. And again, popping this whole hog in the backline when nobody else is really there. His Reinhardt's there side by side, but I mean, he's just tearing this team apart, and nobody from Top Ramen was able to contest this point. Microsoft Excelsior taking Ilios just two steps at a time.
Yeah, Microsoft Excelsior with a really big showing here today. And we saw, everybody knows that in the Roadhog v Roadhog 1v1, he who hooks second will win the 1v1. Unless Thick Daddy hooked you first, apparently.
Unless Thick Daddy gets you, then he's got some mystical powers on that hook or something.
Yeah, he seems to do extra damage or something. But, yeah, Microsoft Excelsior just really outclassing Top Ramen right now.
Coming in strong on this Ilios.
We do have a short little halftime break here, so we will see if we can have a little pep talk for Top Ramen. Get their mindset back in. I believe they were the ones that had some players show up late. They may have not had the warm-up time they would have liked, but hopefully they've gotten warm now. We can see a little bit more of a contest coming in on this second half of the match.
Yeah, I'd love to see that, and you're right, we still have a second half, so Top Ramen can still come in here, win 2, and then we'll go to a 5th map. So I'd love to see that. I really like to see fights between teams that are, you know, evenly matched and give each other a run for their money. So let's hope we see that here after this halftime's over.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. It does look like we are going to have a couple of substitutions on the teams.
Who's swapping on that roster?
It looks like, and correct me if I'm wrong.
They will.
Okay, good. Thanks,
Our chat is very good at correcting us when we're wrong.
Yeah, so we're going to have Pandu come back in for Cap on that off-tank role. And then it looks like we've got Loner coming in for Microsoft Excelsior, taking out... I couldn't say. I missed it. Oh, it was Raponics, so Loner coming in most likely on that DPS role.
Neat.
Again, unless MSXL decides to have some role swapping going on.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay.
And yeah, we will be going to Hanamura next.
Fantastic.
Which, everybody's favorite game mode, the Assault game mode. 2CP.
2CP, as most people
As
call
everyone except Blizzard refers to it.
Oh, it's crazy. They should just change it. Just like with the whole Wrecking Ball thing. They named the character Wrecking Ball, but everybody calls him Hammy or Hammond.
The hamster doesn't matter is what they're saying. It's really just a robot.
They're like, guys, it's a robot piloted by a hamster.
Not even. The robot built itself and then dropped a hamster inside and was like, you sound cute.
Oh, that's what they're doing. I like it.
Yeah.
No, definitely they're trying to get that vibe rolling for him. But yeah, very excited to see Hanamura play. I believe we were talking about it earlier with Symmetra. I would love to see some really nice control game here going on with Mei. We did see it in one of our previous castings how a Mei wall on Hanamura can be really nasty on that first point, really cutting off a Reinhardt or a Zarya who gets a little overzealous, or even a DPS like a Tracer will sometimes try to blink in to cause some havoc and then blink back out. you can really catch them off guard if they don't have their rewind up. So I'd love to see some sort of map control characters like Mei coming out for this Hanamura game.
Yeah, and it's not unlikely that we see it, as we've seen actually a good bit of Mei on Hanamura throughout this stage so far.
Yeah, so definitely gonna hope for the best. Excuse me. I'm sure we're gonna see Reinhardt, Zarya. They're a pretty healthy combination, especially on this map, I'll admit. So
especially on first point. Second, because of the prominence of the high ground, you will see a lot of teams swap over to the Winston Diva.
Right.
But probably not Microsoft Excelsior, because they got to keep running that Roadhog.
I mean, they do. However, we may be ahead of ourselves when we see Thick Daddy on that Zarya currently. So we'll see if Thick Daddy stays on Zarya, and he may. It seems like the other off-tank that somebody of his playstyle may end up playing regardless. So looks like they don't have a Hanzo lined up right now, so it is possible they're going to try to just have the Zarya there for the shields and for the Graviton, because even if you don't have a Hanzo there to combo with, the Graviton Surge is still an extremely powerful ultimate, and you can also combo it with, like Surfy's Earth Shatter, or if Commander Hui has a Diva Bomb ready, you can still absolutely combo it with that. And I've seen people run it with Coalescence too.
Even Surfy's Hammer.
Yeah,
You get a Reinhardt in there swinging, doing cleave damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
That can clean up a Graviton
true, yeah.
Surge.
When you can swing once and hit all 6 members right in the face, it feels good. So.
But Top Ramen here on the defense, they're setting up. We're gonna see that Orisa Hog composition with Bastion and Pharah as their DPS here.
And we have seen a Bastion defense before on this map, and it worked out fairly well, especially when coupled with that Orisa. So I'm very interested, and I'm very excited to see if Top Ramen's going to be able to pull off a pretty exciting defense here with Bastion and Orisa. I'd like to see how cheeky they get with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we have the Bastion set up here, but we're going to have that Goats composition again coming from Microsoft Excelsior. Looks like the whole team's up there on that left side high ground, but Microsoft Excelsior are going straight to point.
Absolutely, yeah. They said, look, we're on your point. You need to come meet us. And it looks like they aren't there in time. They give Microsoft Excelsior a single tick on that point.
It's going to be 2.
And they're going to get 2 ticks before anybody's there. Commander Hui taking Zoe down right away. It's a pretty strong start for Microsoft Excelsior. 2 ticks in already, and they've taken down a member. 2 members, excuse me, of Top Ramen. 3, we just keep counting, I can't keep up. So we've got the Bastion right here. He's trying his best, but it looks like just standard damage is going to take him down. Excelsior running strong to this point now, this second point.
Yeah, and it looked like a little bit of a lack of communication from Top Ramen, because they waited to contest that point, and the first person to contest it was actually Vespercy on that Mercy. And that's not who you want to be your primary contester. But we're here on second point.
And again, so we've got a Coalescence coming out from Mithra. Yet again, Microsoft Excelsior just hopping onto this point and making their presence known. We've got Vespercy attempting to get that Mercy res off, but unfortunately he's taken down by Reinhardt. And again, 1 tick for Microsoft Excelsior on the second point already. We've got some members of Top Ramen coming in to try to contest. We've got a Tracer swap and a Mei swap, so we're going to see what happens here. We've got Rally coming out from Excelsior, and they've taken Hanamura. Hanamura is theirs for right now, so let's go ahead and we'll make this swap.
Yeah, that's a full 2-point cap in no time at all.
Again, huge time bank for Excelsior.
We've got 6.5 minutes remaining. That means it took them, I believe, 1.5 minutes to cap both of those
just shy,
points.
that's correct.
So essentially, 1 team fight, 1 team wipe on each side, on each point, and Microsoft Excelsior clearly has had a lot of practice at running that Goats composition. They know how to get into the position they want to be in, force the other team to fight somewhere they don't want to be, and once they have them there, they aggress onto them and are able to just clean up those kills.
That's completely correct, and we did see them, as you were kind of talking about their Blizzard World game just earlier. They did the same exact thing. They knew where they were going, they had that solid communication, they had the aggression, and then they had that control of the map by, like you were saying, forcing Top Ramen to fight where they don't want to in their like least favored position. So really solid communication, really solid teamwork from Excelsior. We'll see what they do here on the defense. Defense on Hanamura can be a little tricky depending on what the attack brings out. And currently, even though we haven't started, it does look like Top Ramen may want to bring themselves out a dive comp from the looks of it.
That is what they're showing. Microsoft Excel, on the other hand, running that Orisa Hog with Commander Hui on the Junkrat, as we expect to see. We've got Loner in here on that Hanzo, so actually we've seen them run that Goats comp while swapping out a couple of players, so it looks like whoever's coaching them is coaching that composition with everyone and doing it very well.
Is making sure everyone's aware of what works best, yeah.
So it looks like we are going to have that Tracer and Widowmaker composition come out from Top Ramen with the Winston Diva dive, so they're likely going to try to just jump straight past this choke, leave the Widowmaker back, and try to make Microsoft Excel fight on this point. Ideally, they can get a pick on their way there. So
absolutely, yeah. So we'll see how they go about this. Chowboy running in there a little low. However, he does get his team some presence on the point, and they're already fighting. Thick Daddy falls, but Commander Hui comes back with a trade. Vespercy falls as well as Chowboy, so Microsoft Excelsior losing somebody. However, just like they were before, responding with 3 or 4 kills of their own.
Yeah, Thick Daddy a little slow on his respirator there. He is going to get rezzed, it looks. Oh,
okay.
Sorry, that was actually Surfy on the Orisa being rezzed. But this fight has already gone on much too long for Top Ramen. They needed to back out a long time ago. These dive compositions, it's very important that your fights happen very quickly. You know when you've lost after 1 or 2 team members goes down and you want to get out and do another fast dive. One of the benefits of the...
Oh, and another thick hook. He brings him into... Oh, and he lands right in a trap. Chowboy having a rough day right now. We witnessed a murder, folks. I'm calling 911 after the match. I'm really sorry to hear that, buddy. And Vespercy, I think perhaps maybe was going in for a resurrection.
This is just going to be a little bit of a stagger fest until Top Ramen can get grouped back up.
Oh, and with that nerf on the Tracer Bomb, Thick Daddy did not fall right away to a bit of combined damage.
No,
instead,
and he actually hooked Mr. Crit into his own Tracer Bomb.
We can see from that kill feed, absolutely. That's a bit...
I don't know that I've seen that before, but that's really awesome.
That's what happens to me when I play Tracer, at least. So I at least can empathize. And we've got a Commander Hui Riptire coming out. We'll see if he gets anybody.
Looks like just a little bit of zoning from that.
Alright,
but they do take down Chowboy with the Storm Bow.
And Pandu has been demeched, so again, Top Ramen needing to regroup and recover. They've got a little under 2 minutes to go. Zoe falling as well, so like we said, this staggering is really affecting the team as a whole in their ability to effectively make something happen on this point.
Vespercy goes down again, and Top Ramen making some interesting composition changes. Zoe going over to the Hanzo from the Widow, and Mr. Crit swapping onto that Junkrat off of the Tracer, which... good picks for an attack against such a beefy comp. Putting some spam down is not a bad idea, but their tanks just don't match up with it.
And
that's something we've seen from them this whole match.
Exactly, and Thick Daddy is just entirely unafraid to be this deep in the enemy backline, even so that he's just going to continue pressuring them while he's purposely splitting up the team, sacrificing his own presence on point to keep 2 members of Top Ramen off the point and eventually taking Mr. Crit down with him. So we've got a couple of things happening here on point. We've got a Transcendence coming out from Napalm Bait, keeping Microsoft Excelsior alive, while we've got a Dragon Strike that comes on a point. It helps take down Surfy and Napalm, so it looks like Top Ramen finally making something happen here on Hanamura.
Yeah, they do win that despite Thick Daddy being able to block off both of their DPS on the other side of the choke for a really long time during that fight.
So now, Top Ramen's got 4.5 minutes. They're going to try their best to get on to the second point here. Excelsior making a quick switch. It looks like Loner's now on Soldier. So we'll see how that is affected here. They're taking this high ground positioning right now on Hanamura.
That's right, and Soldier really powerful here on this second point, especially if he can get onto that high ground over the main entrance. If he can be uncontested up there,
and
he can really rain down.
Riptire coming out of the back, and so with a real nice Sonic Arrow coming out, taking down Commander Hui's Riptire. So you've got a fight going on here on high ground. Excelsior, however, giving Top Ramen a run for their money with this defense. defense. Loner just coming in with this hot damage, laying it down. And again, one by one, Excelsior just makes sure their defense takes down a member and continues from there like dominoes.
Yeah, Top Ramen looking a little scattered there. Excelsior able to pick them apart one by one. They had the Diva on the high ground, they demeched her, took her down, then were able to shift their focus to the players on the point and finally clean up the stragglers as they tried to leave. And that you want to be a little bit more coordinated. You need to be attacking simultaneously if you want to make especially a dive like this work.
Exactly, and when you have a team like Microsoft Excelsior has shown us they have effective communication, it seems, and effective cohesiveness as a team, you really need to ensure that you are making those calls with your team, you are having effective communication to try and counter that, because you can see it in the direction of these team fights, how scattered they can seem on the side of Top Ramen. And how Microsoft will basically come in and purposefully take down a member at a time. So that communication kind of gap, it looks like it is hurting a little bit right now.
Yeah, and Microsoft Excelsior are going to have 5 ults ready for this fight. Top Ramen sitting on 4 of their own, so it's really going to come down to who's able to leverage them better and get them off at the right times and in the right positions. I expect that Riptire to come out early here.
And we have a Diva Bomb coming out, so we'll see. It's tossed down point, more of a zoning, but it does get Top Ramen a tick on point, and Mr. Crit somehow waiting for Commander Ui's Riptire. He straight up takes it out. However, Riptire for Riptire, that's out on point. Surfy doing some real work here, taking down both supports on the side of Top Ramen, so Top Ramen's gonna have a heck of a time getting that through. And even with a couple of picks from Mr. Crit, Excelsior stands strong on this second point here.
Yeah, with so much just crossfire going on, but neither of those Riptires were able to get much done, but Top Ramen used all of their ultimates in that fight. Microsoft Excelsior able to hold on to the whole hog and able to build up Surfy's supercharger for this next fight, so only the Valkyrie for Top Ramen. We'll see if they're able to make use of it. They're really going to want to try to use that to engage after they're able to bait out that supercharger if possible.
Right, they have a minute and a half left, so they could possibly have anywhere between 1 and 2 team fights left. They are going to initiate one right now. And again, Microsoft Excelsior taking down one member, then 2. Really just taking Top Ramen down piece by piece. So gets a double kill with his dragon. So Top Ramen does have a bit of a presence on point here. Loner's by himself now. Oh, and nobody from Excelsior contested! Top Ramen taking the second point. We are not out of Hanamura yet. We are going on.
That's right. Loner just sat up on that high ground a little too long. He was getting good damage down, but when they have 6 people on the point, it ticks up very quickly, and you can't just rain damage down without getting a toe on there to contest.
Come on and slam, and welcome to Japan. We got Top Ramen. It's Hanamura's in Japan.
I understand. That was very good. But Top Ramen will be attacking first with only a minute 6 seconds to go on their attack. Microsoft Excelsior was able to hold them off until only 30 seconds left on the first attack round, so we'll see what they're able to do. And Microsoft Excelsior, when their turn comes up, 6.5 minutes to try to match or beat whatever Top Ramen has.
Right, yeah, they will have, unfortunately for Top Ramen, far more time in that time bank. But, you know, if they make the right plays, the right decisions, you know, that time bank won't matter as much, but they do need to be more decisive. They do need to have that communication on a higher level than we've seen if they do want to make a quick, decisive take of this first point to hopefully lead them into a good snowball for that second.
That's right, we're going to see the same comp on defense for Microsoft Excelsior. Top Ramen running that Reinhardt Zarya with some spam heroes, Hanzo and Junkrat, and then actually a Lucio at the moment. They're going to swap Pandu. They're actually swapping to full dive, it looks like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they did make a couple swaps here.
So,
but we'll see.
Using a little bit of their time bank to do that. Hopefully they're able to make up for it.
Right, they are sitting at 40 seconds now, so they do need to make something happen soon, or they'll lose an opportunity for solid team fight. So we've got the engagement happening on high ground right away. Both tanks trying to push Excelsior off that high ground. However, they did respond swiftly and took down 3-4 members of Top Ramen right away. 25 seconds on the clock. So Top Ramen, if they're fast and if they're quick, they might be able to make it back to this point to contest. So
they should be able to get their tanks on that point. Whether or not they survive long enough for the rest of the team to get there remains to be seen, especially with Thick Daddy waiting here in the back line.
We do have him missing a hook here, and Diva's Matrix gets Chowboy onto point safely. Oh, forgive me. However, Diva does get to point safely herself. She's D-maxed. We'll see if anybody else from Top Ramen's able to join her. And we have a single Tracer, it looks like, on point. Zoe doing some spam and trying to jump in here and save any bit of time. We are now in overtime. It looks like Top Ramen's unable to make the point, and Microsoft has defended.
Yeah, and the issue Top Ramen's having there is their dives are looking better coordinated, but still the timing is off as far as Chowboy's target selection and then just where his cooldowns and health are at. He tends to jump in when he's below his armor barrier, and that's very important for Winston. You need to land on your target with your armor intact, and the Diva can help with that, but if you don't jump until after you've taken damage, there's not a lot they can do. As well as he's landing outside of his healer's line of sight, so they aren't able to help keep him up once he lands, so he's just getting shredded when he lands in the middle of Microsoft Excelsior with that Orisa and Hog and all kinds of damage-dealing heroes.
Right, yeah, and we've already spoken at length about the coordination and the almost immediate nature that Microsoft has to jump on a single member of Top Ramen. So it is a bit unwise to jump, directly in the middle of the team, for all those reasons that you were highlighting. So we'll see now. We have Microsoft Excelsior on the attack. So we're gonna see. Looks like. Yeah. I'm sorry. Is this the goats comp?
This just about. They've actually swapped out the Moira for an Ana here, which is an interesting choice. They may just want to do a little bit of styled Mano boost. Right. I'm not sure what they're going for.
Mr. Crit trying to lay down that damage on Bastion, so we'll see how that works. Zoe pulling out May, getting a little bit of that control going on here on point, walling off half the team, so getting a little bit of space for his team now. And looks like Microsoft Excel killing too, but it looks like we got a bit of a trading going back and forth. Vespercy does have to use that resurrection to get the Bastion back up, but Microsoft Excelsior just coming back and sweeping the last remaining members, and they've won Hanamura.
Yeah, again, just a well-executed attack from Microsoft Excelsior. They got on point, which Top Ramen is consistently giving them the space on point, and that forces them to have to fight back into the point, which it's always easier to hold space than to take it. So
right.
On that second defense, it may have been wise to stand on the point and try to actually keep them from ever getting the contest in, but we're all learning here. So
we are. That's completely correct.
They did actually put up a pretty solid fight there, unfortunately losing their main tank early in a position where he couldn't be rezzed, and that kind of led to the downfall of that last fight.
And I did see Zoe being fairly effective on that Mei for that short bit of that defense there, so I'm wondering perhaps if maybe they switched on over to Mei, they may have had a little bit more leeway, depending, again, it can be very map dependent, but she can be very powerful if you know how to use her to disrupt those team fights.
Yeah, and actually getting a good bit of work done on that second defense on the Mei. We saw her getting some good freezes onto the tanks, took out the Reinhardt. So that was where the fight did start to look like it was going to turn in the towards Top Ramen's favor, but ultimately it's just too many heroes, too much damage.
Yep. Too fast,
they
too
were
furious.
already down in that fight, so unfortunately Microsoft Excelsior is going to be taking this match. We are going to go ahead and play the fourth map, Watch Point Gibraltar, because all of this matters when it comes to playoff decisions.
Absolutely. No, I'd still love to see 100%
one
from
map
both
win
teams.
could be the benefit that Top Ramen needs when the time comes for who gets in and who doesn't for the playoffs. So we'll see how this goes.
Oh yeah, nobody's place is lost quite yet. We're in stage 3. We are getting closer, but we still have stage 4 coming up after this. So I'd love to see 100% from both teams. That's all I can really ask for in terms of casting. So, and it is good to see both teams going at it regardless.
Yeah. It looks like as far as swaps, I'm not sure.
Let's see.
I believe we've got Raponics back in. He's going to take over for Commander Hui. Surfy, I believe, was in for that last map. He's still going to be playing. And then, yeah, Napalm Bait, Mithra, Loner, and Thick Daddy.
Neat.
So,
and did Pandu come back in, or was Pandu...
I believe Pandu was in as our Diva last match.
Ah, right, okay.
Last map. So, yeah, Watch Point Gibraltar. This is, as we were discussing earlier before our match started, this is one of those maps where we can still see a good amount of dive compositions.
Oh, absolutely.
So, hopefully Top Ramen can get their communication a little better in order and make good use of that here, because especially first and second point, lots of important high ground you can take control of and take advantage of. So, we'll see if they're able to do that here.
Yeah. We even saw, we saw Zoe pulling out some good work on the Hanzo, so it's a very sniper-friendly map with a lot of the high ground and a lot of the different vantage points you can kind of hopefully take over. We'll see, and we may even see counter dives going on. Who knows? Hopefully, we'll see that better cohesion from Top Ramen. I would love to see that, especially with a dive comp. So, when all those pieces fit together nice and neat, it's it's a spicy meatball.
Absolutely, and we're going to start to see compositions come out. Should have Microsoft Excelsior actually starting on the defense. Looks like they do want to run that Orisa, and I don't know, for an off-tank, maybe Hog?
Oh,
Does that
maybe.
seem like something Microsoft Excelsior would run?
I don't know. They haven't been really impressing me with the
No.
Hog play so far. No, I think
The
Thick
guy
Daddy,
we call Hook Daddy
no,
doesn't...
I think Thick Daddy's more of like, I don't know, he's more of a Hammond player.
He
It's
seems
just
like-
a shame that he can't use
Yeah,
Hammond
he
in
really
this.
seems like a diva player to me.
Yeah. Nah, I
But,
can see that. I can see
yeah,
Diva, but
you know.
Hog,
You know, very mobile, very
mobile.
very zoopy.
No hook.
Using a lot of defense.
she doesn't have a hook. I mean, I could go on.
Yeah.
The list
But-
could be endless. However,
Regardless, it looks like he is gonna play the Roadhog. Go
Ugh.
figure.
I guess
We're
we're
gonna get
forced to watch Thick Daddy on Roadhog.
actually double hit scan here on the defense. We're gonna have
Oh.
Raponics on the Widow, as we discussed. Good
Okay.
sniper map.
Right.
And then Loner running that McCree. So
Oh, and with that hit scan buff, that's not a terrible idea, especially since I am aware that Farah can be a pretty decent pick on this map from an attacker's
yeah,
standpoint.
Farah very viable, especially on this first point.
All the open air.
Yeah, we'll see if we get any of that. It looks like Top Ramen's wanting to run double sniper with the Winston Diva, so a little bit of a double sniper dive
See a
coming
Widow
in.
battle here then, a Widow duel.
Yeah, Raponics looking for his counterpart in Zoe, but not seeing anything quite yet. There it is.
We did spy a tiny sliver, however. of
Zoe hiding.
Not a terrible idea, especially with what I'm assuming, or with what they assume could be double sniper. And it looks like Survey and Raponics getting the first couple kills here. And following up, I mean, doing quite a bit of damage. Top Ramen already forced to regroup here.
Yeah, again, that looks like a little bit of just poor timing. When you've got your Winston landing in the enemy team, that's a great time for your Widowmaker to be landing those shots, because the enemy team's not looking at you at that point.
That's exactly correct. Yeah, you have to take advantage of those split seconds of confusion and mayhem to really press your advantage. So we do have some movement on the cart happening. Most of the fight is happening on this high ground. Chowboy falls right away, however, and Thick Daddy is able to take down Vespercy. They aren't contesting the point, even with killing a few members of Top Ramen. However, Top Ramen not making much progress, as they only had Milzy on the point as Zenyatta. So Milzy forced to regroup yet again, as Raponics really pressures them back into this spawn room.
Yeah, getting that damage that's going to be instantly healed by the spawn room, but that's ult charge. You
And
got to go for those
83%
shots.
on that visor. I'm sorry, not visor. And a bit of a 720 full scope there.
Yeah, and we got Thick Daddy already on, has his whole hog, and Loner about to have the Deadeye, so...
And Raponix about to have the Widow Sights. You know, a lot of ults coming together for Microsoft. Thick Daddy does get slept out of position. We'll see if Vespercy takes advantage of that. And unfortunately, Thick Daddy responds with a hook. Oh, but he is taken down in the throes of that anti-hill. So we do have Top Ramen taking advantage of that, getting this this cart past the little dip here, so we'll see if they're able to make much more progress. D.Va is steadily pushing this cart along without much going on, but it's finally contested.
Yeah, Top Ramen's tanks do just want to stand back there, so they're going to allow them a little bit of that cart push. They actually repositioning to sit under the car wash here. A little questionable, as you can be attacked from behind in that position. So we'll see if Top Ramen's able to you know, see that and take advantage of their positioning.
And Chow Boy, again, falling to Thick Daddy from what I assume is a hook. I heard another hook just now. However, Millsy turning it around on Thick Daddy. We have we have the D.Va Bomb coming out, taking Mithra down, and then Raponix finally falls to Mr. Crit. So we got Top Ramen finally moving in here, getting these kills that they need to push this point forward. So we've got a supercharger coming out from Surfy, hopefully to kind of stall Top Ramen's progress on this point. Eventually, Surfy falls as well as the supercharger, so we do have Top Ramen making superb progress right now. We'll see if they continue. Raponix trying to come in here during this Transcendence, maybe get some poke damage going on as the Tracer switch has been made. However, Mr. Crit falls. Thick Daddy taking down Vespercy, and Loner using his Deadeye to take down one member. Raponix taking down Zoe as well. Even in the cusp of getting this first point, Microsoft Excelsior giving it all they've got, and finally reversing this bit of momentum Top Ramen had, and they're finally stopped dead on.
Yeah, Top Ramen popping all of their ults to get the amount of push that they did, which, you know, good push, but
they have 30 seconds
Microsoft
left.
Excelsior was able to come back for the contest, and Raponix popping off on that Tracer
and
right
a
now.
really closely missed Sleep Dart with a landed hook. They're using a lot of their resources in the last 14 seconds of this fight. If they don't get to this card soon, they are actually just going to give up Gibraltar right here. Ooh, and Pandu responds with that bomb, so Top Ramen getting a couple of picks here, so we'll see if they're able to take advantage of the mayhem. They're in overtime now, so they have to stay on that card or else they're going to lose this progress. And with nobody from Microsoft even able to contest, Top Ramen has gotten this point, so they're going to keep moving on. They've got the second point now to pull it through, and Millsy just raking up some kills as Zenyatta in this kill feed.
Yeah,
and helping them make this progress.
Lots of forward spawns for Microsoft Excelsior. It looks like they're going to, Thick Daddy's actually going to try to hold them back, but he's going to have to wait for his team to join up with him.
He
and
does
they've
have
got the
Mithra
swap
pocket
onto
healing.
the Reinhardt for Surfy.
Oh, they do. Yes, yeah, Surfy now on Reinhardt. Already at 70% to that ult, though, so, I mean, we'll see how they make this this contest here. They're holding him strong right at this bend, so we'll see how this works. We've got Mr. Crit falling and Pandu already out of mech. The Primal Rage coming out from Chowboy. He is zoning Microsoft off this point to get a little more progress. However, nobody on Top Ramen is able to take advantage of that. Raponix with a bit of a questionable pulse bomb, however. We've got a big fat shatter coming out. However, the Transcendence keeps the his Ana alive there, and Mr. Crit responds with a Deadeye. So Top Ramen making progress yet again. They pulling out a couple of ults there to really leverage that progress there.
Yeah, that was a good job. Microsoft Excelsior looking a little less coordinated here. They're kind of going in one at a time and getting picked off.
They are getting some pretty interesting staggers here, and I mean, Thick Daddy getting a double kill with that whole hog. They're holding this point, 0.54 meters. If Top Ramen can just get them off of point for just a second, they can finally push us to this checkpoint, but it looks like they're giving them a run for their money. We've got the D.Va Bomb coming out from Pandu, and it doesn't really take anybody out. Pandu does take Raponix down, however, and is back in the mech. I mean, we've just got a couple of members of Microsoft Excelsior here, though. They're just holding off Top Ramen for making this last half a meter.
Yeah, and Microsoft Excelsior with a pretty significant spawn advantage here, so Top Ramen gonna have to regroup. They have the time. They need to get a full team together.
Slick Sleep Dart coming out there.
Raponix trying to capitalize on it, but he's gonna have to back off.
Oh yeah, he is.
Mr. Crit goes down to Loner, who gets Vespercy as well, and Surfy really pushing forward here.
All right, so Top Ramen's in the last 15 seconds of their push here. They do need to make something happen. Mithra pulling out that Resurrection for Napalm Bait. So they're down that Resurrection. However, Mithra is still holding onto that Valkyrie. 5 seconds left for Top Ramen to make some moves. Zoe does get a quick pick there on Loner, so we'll see what happens on point now. Everybody's convening here on this point. Got a Primal Rage coming out from Chowboy. Thick Daddy Draconics getting 2 picks off of Top Ramen, and nobody from Top Ramen is able to contest on this point anymore, and it looks like they are just shy of that second checkpoint.
Yeah, Chowboy unfortunately got himself stuck in a corner there with a whole hogging Roadhog in front of him.
That's rough. I've been there before.
Made it very difficult to hop out and get on that payload.
Right. So, looks like Microsoft Excelsior will just need to get it to that second checkpoint in order to win Gibraltar here. So, we'll see what they do now that they're on the offensive attacking side. We'll see what kind of defense Top Ramen pulls out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they're able to do. Microsoft Excelsior still really looking good. Top Ramen, though, did have a couple of clean fights there. Some good ultimate combos, not even necessarily using tons of ultimates, but just getting those 2 or 3 that they needed to actually win the fight. So starting to pick up for them. Unfortunately, here on the last map, but maybe we see them get the hold here. That would be a good little
good little victory,
cherry on top of the sort of crap sandwich they've been served today.
Oof, right, yeah, unfortunate. But, you know, again, if you're giving it your all, and at the end of the day, if, you know, just one team's a little more put together than you know, and they're still doing great in this league, regardless of how their performance in this match is going.
They're sitting pretty in the league, and honestly, they are playing the current best team in the league. Microsoft Excelsior really having a good season. So
so running purely off of numbers, this, you know, could have possibly been foretold. However, you know, again, it's good to see you know, these two teams going at it. And like you said, we could see this hold. They could hold them first point, second point. They do have 2 checkpoints to kind of hold them off. And we did see a bit of a few misplays here from Microsoft on that last defense, so it's possible that, you know, it's 4th map, they might be getting a little tired. We'll see what happens here, but we've got most of Excelsior, actually all of Excelsior, essentially holding strong here. So, however, winning that Widow battle, but Loner responding right away, so we've got a bit of an even match here, 5v5 going on. Thick Daddy on that Zarya versus the Roadhog, but it looks like it's working out for them as they've made it already underneath the bridge, and they're steadily pushing Top Ramen back. So they are trying to make some space here, and it looks like they're just kind of letting them as the Zarya shields and the Reinhardt shields come in to kind of mitigate the damage that's coming out from the side of the defense. And we've got a pretty high charge boy coming out, so Thick Daddy with these thick beams really just eating these tanks up on the side of Top Ramen. I mean, what can you do when that Zarya's got 80 to 100 energy? Nothing. Nothing can stop this high energy Zarya play going on right now. We've got Microsoft Excelsior getting this first checkpoint and moving steadily towards the second one.
Yeah, Thick Daddy, really the hero on that push. He was up to 80 charge with 2 bubbles, and then got up to 100 and has just been sitting there. So he's going to have his Graviton search probably for this fight.
And we've got this cart moving halfway to the desired checkpoint already, and quite a few ultimates about to be up for Microsoft Excelsior, so we'll see how this plays out here. Trying to get Pandu off that high ground before he can do too much damage. So Thick Daddy really zoning the DPS and the healers out of here, though, and with a cheeky charge, looks like Reinhardt's in there just laying down the damage. We've got 2 members of Top Ramen falling already, and with a good Dragon Strike coming out to take down Vespercy, it looks like Microsoft Excelsior is just making short work of Gibraltar, and as I am speaking, MSXL takes Gibraltar here, and it looks like they take this match.
That's right. It's going to be a 4-0 for Microsoft Excelsior.
And Hook Daddy with the play of the game.
Let's just enjoy this for a moment.
And there we were. Yep, Chowboy unfortunately got in a corner. It's okay, buddy. I've been there as basically every character on the roster.
Yeah. I mean, again, a really good showing from Microsoft Excelsior. Top Ramen, maybe not their best game, unfortunately. From the standings, I did expect a little bit a little bit closer of a match, but it may have
Right.
just been a bad night for them.
Yeah.
And it may sound like we've been very hard on Top Ramen tonight, but it's Microsoft Excelsior did just kind of outclass them here. So.
Right, and again, we did recognize that Top Ramen is the third in their division right now, and MSXL is the top in the same division, so, you know, we do see a bit of a skill gap, and that's fine, you know, that's definitely okay to see, and we saw Top Ramen giving it their all. They did make some good plays here and there, we did see some good individual work happening, so definitely... If you're from Top Ramen, we love all of you. We love to see you guys play. I know I definitely couldn't play at this level myself. I can only talk about it because I'm good at talking.
Isn't that nice?
Isn't that nice?
But yeah, I mean, Top Ramen still looking good individually. They've got really good hero play, and then honestly, it looks like if they can just step their communication up a little bit, they're going to be sitting pretty in this league. They are doing quite well for themselves. So,
right, yeah, besides that,
nothing to get down about
exactly, right, yeah, no, it looks like we saw some good foundation work and, you know, good hero composition understanding, so yeah, that communication is definitely key, though, and I think that may have been the deciding factor here tonight between these two teams.
Absolutely, so, I mean, I believe that's about all we've got. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you again, everybody.
Another production of Owlet. This has been Stage 3. Week 2, Top Ramen Mark III versus Microsoft Excelsior. So, results 4-0 for Microsoft Excelsior, but lots more Owlet to come. We've got another week in this stage.
We do.
So, we will see you then, and keep an eye on the Discord for those match announcements. Thanks for joining us.
Yes,
this has been Suds and Avi.
And I am Avi. He is Suds. Thank you again, guys, for joining us. We had a fantastic time, and we're glad we can keep doing this for y'all.
Absolutely. So, thanks again, and enjoy.
Peace out.